You know that feeling when you Google grade calculators online, aim for a specific grade, and get left dumbfounded by the complete garbage it spits out, and now your GPA is ruined? No? Too specific? This cell says I need an 82 on my biochem final to keep an A-. I've known that number since week 4. Not finals week 4. Here's why you should know yours too, and how to build a thing that tells you. While I'm sure we've all been frustrated with online grade calculators, they don't take into account your school's specific weighting, requirements, all of it. That's exactly why I built a spreadsheet personalized to your situation. Link in the description. But there's no magic grade calculator. You still have to look over your syllabus and understand the weightings to know you're using it right. So I'm going to teach you the whole thing, the math, then build. And by the end of this video, you'll never walk into a final blind again. First, your syllabus is not a formality. It's a map of exactly how the class is scored, and almost nobody reads it like this. There are 2 kinds you'll see. This one is weighted. Each category is a percentage of your grade. Attendance 20%, homework 10%, quizzes 10%, exams 15% each, and the final exam is also 15%. They add to 100%. This one is point-based. Everything's out of a fixed number of points, and your grade is points earned over points possible. Same idea, different clothes. If you mix these 2 up, every number you calculate is wrong. Let me tell you what this cost me. Freshman year honors chemistry. I plugged my grades into an online calculator. It told me I needed an 83 on the final to lock an A. Not horrid. So I grinded day and night, and I got an 85. I was over the moon. Then my transcript posted a B+. I actually shut my laptop and restarted my computer. No way. I was sure I only needed an 83. But that online calculator didn't know my class's real weightings, the extra credit assignments, or the honor-specific details. It assumed my final was worth 20% of my grade. It was actually 35. That gap cost me my GPA and all that time. That's the day I decided to build my own. Let me show you how I built my spreadsheet completely backed by math. And I promise you, if you can multiply and divide, you can do this. A weighted grade is just each score times its weight, all added together. My weights as decimals. Quizzes, 0.15. Homework, 0.15. Midterm 1, 0.2. Midterm 2, 0.2. And my final is 0.3. Here's where I actually stand. 98. Midterm 1, 91, midterm 2. That's 65.4. That's everything I've earned so far. And it's weighted. The only missing piece is the final. Final is 30%, so add 0.3 times F to my total. Now I set that equal to whatever grade I'm chasing. I want an A-, which at my school is a 90%. You subtract 65.4 from both sides. That leaves 24.6. And you divide both sides by 0.3. And that is 82. 82, that's the number from the very first frame of this video. I need an 82 on the biochem final to keep my A-. And I've known it since week 4, because I did this in week 4.